Hi friends, hello. Welcome to Let's Crack UPSC CSE Optional, India's largest online learning platform. From Unacademy, we will be getting daily live classes, live tests, quizzes, structured courses, unlimited access to course material and videos on civil services prelims and mains. Download Unacademy learning app, get daily free live classes. This is Kiran Anishetti, faculty for public administration, political science, quality, ethics, and governance. Friends, I have done my MBA, I have done my MA in political science and public administration. About to complete my LLB, not qualified UGC NET in both the subjects, political science and public administration. 4 times I took civils mains with public administration as first optional. Each time scoring around 55 to 60% in my optional public administration. More than 10 years of UPSC teaching experience. I have taught in Telangana Government ST IAS Study Circle, Hyderabad, Telangana Government Minority IAS Study Circle, Hyderabad, Super 60 IAS Academy, Hyderabad, Challengers IAS Academy, Hyderabad, Narayana IAS Academy, Hyderabad, and Pan India IAS Academy, Hyderabad. If you have any doubts or queries, then please contact me on my Telegram channel, that is Unacademy_Kiran Anishetti. Friends, today we are going to discuss Liberalism Part 2. You can prepare with the top 100 educators of Unacademy as Sudarshan Gujjar, Mrunal Patel, Roman Saini, etc. Unacademy will be covering UPSC syllabus comprehensively as polity, issues in governance, ethics, international relations, current affairs, optional courses, science and technology, NCRT, answer writing practice. Unacademy is offering plus subscription in which the aspirant will be getting daily live classes, test series, unlimited practice, structured schedule. For 12 months, it is 44,000. If you use my promo code, you will be getting it 39,600. For 24 months, it is 54,000. If you use my promo code, you will be getting it 57,600. Academy has recently come up with new pattern of subscription, that is iconic subscription, in which The aspirant will be getting daily live classes, test series, unlimited practice, schedule, personal mentorship. This is one of the salient features of iconic subscription. The aspirant under this subscription will be getting personal mentorship, personal guidance from the faculty. It is very, very essential for the aspirant to get through UPSC exam. For instance, if you use my promo code for 12 months, it is 64,000. You will be getting 10% discount. You will be getting it 57,600. For 24 months, it is 99,000. You use my promo code, you will be getting it 89,100. Apart from 10% discount, you will be getting my personal mentorship, my personal guidance with regard to the optionals, public administration, political science, and general studies paper 2, that is polity, issues in governance and international relations. General studies paper 4, that is ethics. And most of the issues related to general essay. Apart from me, Unacademy will assign a team of expert faculty who will be guiding you in their respective subjects. Daily questions on mains, study planner, personal feedback. We will be evaluating your answer scripts and we will be guiding you, we will be giving you our comments with regard to your answer writing practice. Hence, I strongly recommend for iconic subscription. Liberalism Part-2. In Part 1, we discussed how liberalism originated, in which context it originated. It originated in Western Europe when the feudalism collapsed against feudal privileges, feudal oppression. Liberalism originated in this sense. It has a radical and revolutionary characteristics. It motivated English Revolution of 17th century, US Resolution of 1776, and French Revolution of 1789. We discussed the central theme of liberalism is commitment to the individual. That means individuals are ends themselves. They are not means to any social or communal goals. Social goals means for the sake of society, for the sake of the nation. Communal means for the sake of community of workers, like that. Individual is supposed to sacrifice everything according to other political doctrines, as nationalism, fascism, communism, etc. Liberalism says individuals are ends themselves. They are ends themselves. They are ends themselves. We discussed the central tenets of liberalism, individualism. Then we discussed reason. The third important tenet of liberalism is justice. Justice, it refers to giving what he or she is due. Justice refers to giving what he or she is due. Liberalism believes that all human beings born equal, has been enshrined in natural rights or human rights. In natural rights philosophy or human rights philosophy, we study that they should have natural rights or human rights because human beings they are endowed with some rights that are given by the nature itself, by God himself. They are equal, they are born equal. Justice, it implies equal citizenship. Equal citizenship means every person in the nation, he will have same rights, liberties, duties, responsibilities, and voting right. The president or prime minister will have single vote. A rickshaw puller or auto driver will have single vote. That is equal citizenship. The rights that are there on the part of the prime minister will also be there on the part of ordinary person. That is equal citizenship. Any individual can contest for any political post. That is also part and parcel of equal citizenship. Absence of any privilege or discrimination on the grounds of race, complexion, gender, wealth, religion, etc. Justice, it also refers to absence of any privilege or discrimination on grounds of race, complexion, gender, wealth, religion, etc. You remember in our first session on liberalism, we discussed that one of the core principles of, in fact, liberalism originated against feudalism. Feudalism characterized by privileged sections in the society, privileges for whom landed aristocracy, feudal lords, they used to have feudal privilege, they used to have privileges in the society. They can kill anyone, they can subject any individual to arbitrary punishment, they can sexually assault on any woman, they can sexually exploit any woman, they can force people to participate, they can force people to go for bonded labor, forced labor. All such kind of privileges used to be there on the part of uh, landed aristocracy, and common people, ordinary people used to be oppressed. They used to be oppressed against these diabolical practices. Liberalism originated. That's why I told you, whenever you study liberalism, always embed in your mind liberalism originated against feudalism, and liberalism highly motivated by 16th century enlightened movement of Western Europe, which sought to emancipate human beings or mankind from the shackles of superstitious beliefs, world customs, ignorance, etc. And enlightenment, enlightenment movement exhorts people to use their reason and intellect to hone their intellectual skills, believe anything based on reason. Since liberalism vociferously attacks on any privileges or discrimination on the grounds of race, complexion, or gender, wealth, religion, etc. Wealth, religion, etc. It also implies one person, one vote, and universal adult franchise, as we have discussed. All public offices are open to all, equal fundamental rights for all the citizens, equal legal rights for all the citizens, etc. Equality of opportunity. Equality of opportunity is also one of the important components of justice. According to liberalism, equality of opportunity refers to providing level playing ground. That means equal social and living conditions should be created to rise or fall in the society. That means all the privileges will be removed, all the discrimination you will remove, all feudal privileges, aristocratic privileges will be removed. At the same time, all kinds of social disabilities which used to be on the part of ordinary people, such as bonded labor, forced labor, any compulsion, social custom bounded by social custom, all such kind of disabilities will also be removed. This is how level playing ground can be created. Then the individual, depending on his hard work, skill, talent, whether he falls or he rise in the society. Depending on that, he may rise or fall in the society. Depending on that, he may fall or rise in the society. And social position should be accorded to one's intelligence and effort. Social position should be accorded according to one's intelligence and effort. That means liberalism believes that equal level playing ground should be provided by removing privileges which are available to the privileged sections in the society on one hand, dismantling the social disabilities that are heaped upon the ordinary people of the society. This is how level playing ground will be provided depending on individuals' hard work, intellect, his talent, knowledge. He will decide his own destiny, whether to fall in the social hierarchy or whether to climb up the social hierarchy. At the same time, Liberalism believes that there should not be any kind of positive discrimination as we practice in welfaristic democracies, providing subsidies to the poor, providing reservations for weaker sections of the society, government government running schools, colleges. It never supports such kind of positive discrimination by the government or by the society. Standing on his own feet, individual will fall or rise. Next important tenet of liberalism is tolerance. Tolerance. It refers to pluralism. Refers to pluralism. Pluralism means tolerance towards others' views, others' religion, others' race, others' culture, practices, etc. Refers to tolerance towards other religion, other viewpoints, other beliefs, other opinions, other races, cultural practices. That is toleration, which is one of the important tenets of liberalism. Liberal state is also one of the important components of liberal political ideology. What is liberal state? Liberalism believes that balance and tolerance in the society will not originate out of free and voluntary actions of individuals. As individuals are self-centered and egoistic, if opportunity comes, they try to exploit others. I told you in the first session, in order to understand any political ideology in true sense of term, first should understand how that particular political ideology perceives nature of how that political ideology perceives the interrelationship between the man and society. Third, how that political ideology perceives the nature of the state. If you understand these three important factors, you can get to the roots of that political idea. Of course, we need to understand what factors motivated that particular political ideology as well. Once again, I repeat that liberalism believes an individual is basically selfish. Of course, selfishness can also be in the form of enlightenment selfishness, win-win situation, win for benefit for ourselves, benefit for others. That is enlightenment selfishness. What liberalism says, an individual is characterized by arc and rapacious selfishness. Arc and rapacious selfishness, where individual never interested in the benefit of others. Even at the cost of others, he wants his own benefit. That's what liberalism perceives the nature of an individual. Hence, if individuals are left free in the society, there cannot be equilibrium in the society. There cannot be balance in the society. Public order will be dismantled. Hence, there will be chaos in the society. Jungle runs. The strong will exploit the weak. Hence, we need to have the instrument of state which can regulate the social life of people so that one's liberty and freedom should not impinge upon the freedom of others. Such kind of state, liberalism working. Hence, liberalism believes freedom will exist only when law exists. Freedom will exist only law exists. For instance, I may be an old man, 70, 75 years. Throughout my life, I worked very hard. Through my hard work, intelligence, skill, I earned a lot. Then I want to lead my the rest of life in peaceful manner. But liberalism says, individuals are selfish at the cost of others. They want their own benefit. Hence, one fine day, some young group of men may barge into my house and forcefully they may take away all my hard earnings. This is how I'm going to lose my freedom and liberty. Everybody in the society should have freedom and liberty. That's what liberalism believes. Whether he is old, weak, physically handicapped, child, women, destitute, everyone. But these sections of society, they cannot enjoy freedom and liberty unless and until there is someone to control selfish individuals who want their benefit at the cost of others. We need to have law to control the activities of individuals. That's why liberalism believes freedom will exist only when law exists. Only when law exists. Just a minute. Just a minute. This is what it means. Freedom exists only where law exists. The state is created by the consent of people. Political authority comes from below. It is not created by the privileged. Hence, it has to work for liberalism believes the political authority comes from the bottom. Bottom. Bottom means from common or the ordinary people of the country, not from landed aristocracy or landed feudal lords. The state is supposed to work for benefit and protection of all. The state is supposed to work for the benefit and protection of all. The state acts an empire or neutral referee in society. The state acts as an empire or neutral referee in society. It acts as empire, neutral referee. That means impartially it will be regulating the social life of all individuals without any kind of bias in favor of any sections of the society or any bias against any other sections. Constitutionalism. This is also one of the important tenets of liberalism. Liberalism believes that state is potentially tyrant, hence it can be threat to individual freedom. I told you at the beginning of the session, in last session also, whenever you want to grasp the basic tenets of any political ideology, you need to understand how that political ideology perceives the nature of man, the nature of state, the relation between individual and state, and what are the social, political, economic factors that motivated the political ideology. Constitutionalism basically refers to belief that state is a potential tyrant. Always remember, liberalism terms the state as necessary evil. Liberalism terms it as necessary evil. Why it terms the state as necessary evil? It is necessary. Why? In order to maintain the public order, to regulate social life, it is necessary. To protect the weak from the strong, it is necessary. In order to curb and control the rapacious and stark selfish tendencies on the part of individual, it is necessary. But at the same time, it is evil. Why it is evil? It is evil because it is a potential time. It's a potential time. Hence, we need to have checks on the authority and powers of the state. Such kind of checks on state authority is provided through the device of constitutionalism. It is provided through the device of constitutionalism. Constitutionalism refers to democratic and constitutional checks on the authority of the state, such as supremacy of the constitution. Any decision or action taken by the executive, whether president or prime minister or chief minister or governor of the province, should be according to the provisions of the constitution. Should be according to the provisions of the constitution. Otherwise, they will be declared null and void. In the same way, any law made by central legislature or state legislature should be according to the provisions of the constitution. Otherwise, they will be declared as null and void. That is, supremacy of the constitution. Judicial review. Authority of the judiciary to examine the laws made by the parliament or the Congress, or maybe the nomenclature of the legislature, whether they are according to the constitution or not. The decisions and actions of the executive, whatever may be the nomenclature of the executive, whether it is president or prime minister, are according to the provisions of the constitution or not. Otherwise, they will be declared invalid, null and void. That is judicial review. Fundamental rights. The legislature cannot impinge upon freedom and liberty of individuals. With whatever majority it may pass the law, even with 100% majority it passes a law, it cannot impinge upon the freedom and liberties of individuals. That is fundamental rights. Parliamentary check on executive powers and functions. Cabinet system, in which the prime minister is supposed to take important decisions in consultation with his cabinet colleagues. Federalism, the powers and functions of the state should be distributed between the two tiers of the state, the center and states. Democratic decentralization. That means panchayat, municipalities, etc. Independent judiciary, judicial review, as we have already discussed. All these things, all these devices put together, they exercise control over the authority and powers of the state so that it will not impinge upon the rights, liberties, and freedom of individual. That is constitutionalism. This is also one of the important tenets of liberalism. Whether whatever may be the school of thought of liberalism, whether it is classical liberalism or modern liberalism, these are basic tenets of liberalism. Justice, reason, individuality, freedom, constitutionalism, tolerance. Now we will discuss classical liberalism. Classical liberalism means the original liberalism originated in 17th century in Western Europe against feudal oppression. Classical liberalism originated when Western Europe was transcending from feudalism to capitalism. Western Europe was transcending from feudalism to capitalism. That's why it is also called 19th century liberalism. We have discussed in last session also with the invention of mechanized boats, adventure merchants, they voyaged across the globe on high seas. They are called adventure merchants because they took the risk of their lives in the pursuit of wealth and prosperity. They found new areas for market, new areas for trade and business. This is how, through international trade and business, they amassed huge wealth. Such wealth they invested in industry, which led to rise of capitalism and industrialization. The emergence of capitalism with the emergence of industrialization, feudalism got dismantled. Feudalism got dismantled. Feudalism got dismantled. This is the background in which classical liberalism originated. Classical liberalism is termed as egoistical individual. That means individual needs and interests are given priority over those of community, nation, and others. It is called egoistical individualism, which means individual needs and interests are given priority over those of community, nation, and others. As we have discussed in the beginning of our session and in our last session, the central theme of liberalism is individuals are ends in themselves. They are not means to achieve any social or national or community goals. As nationalism says, an individual should sacrifice everything for the sake of the nation. Fascism is an extreme end of nationalism. Communism exhorts the working class should wage war against revolutionary war against capitalism. In this war, they may lose their life for the sake of working community. They should sacrifice. Feminism, women should work for the benefit of their gender. This is how almost all political ideologies they consider an individual is a means to achieve some national or communal or communities or a group's goal. But liberalism, its a central tenet is individuals are ends in themselves, which is termed as egoistic individual. That means individual needs, his interests will be given priority over those of nation, community, and others. It believes in an individual is asocial, atomistic, and unencumbered. Social means without the help of the society, He can learn interpersonal skills, social skills, other skills that are required on the part of an individual. He can learn the living skills, whatever you may call, the, the way one should interact with others, the way one should move in the society. Such kind of social skills can be learned by individual on his own. On his own. Atomistic. Atomistic means individual is independent of social norms, social values, social ethos, social and vice versa. That means society will not be impacting individual, and the other hand, the individual will not be an individual will not be impacting the society. That is atomistic. Atomistic means independent. Individual is independent of society, and society is independent of an individual. And unencumbered. Unencumbered. Unencumbered means an individual never owes anything to society. We say no. Engineering graduates, after having graduated in IITs, at the cost of the taxpayer money, they don't return anything to the nation or society. Same way, criticism are there against doctors, so on and so forth. That means to say that an individual is indebted to the society for what the society has given to him. And classical liberalism believes that individual doesn't owe anything to the society. He doesn't owe anything to the society. He is unencumbered. Unencumbered. Classical liberalism believes in negative freedom. Individuals should be free from external control, especially at marketplace. Individuals should have freedom of choice. It is called negative freedom because of two aspects. One, the major emphasis on freedom of the individual in economic sphere. In economic sphere, that means get to work, whom to work, what occupation I can pursue. These are the choices on the part of the worker. On the other hand, for the capitalist or the management or the owner, how much should be given as wage? There should not be any governmental regulations as in the form of minimum wage laws, factory laws, determining the number of hours, etc. How much should be given as salary? What should be the working hours? And whom to employ? All these things should be left to the owner. How much should produce? How much I can earn as profit? All these things should be left uncontrolled by the government. This is what the classical liberalism believes. Since it emphasizes majorly on individuals' freedom in economic scale, it is termed as negative freedom. It is termed as negative freedom also because it never speaks and it never supports empowerment of the downtrodden, supporting the downtrodden, supporting the vulnerable sections of the society, positive discrimination. This is also one of the reasons why it is termed as negative. It believes that state is necessary evil, as we have discussed. Necessary because it is essential to maintain public order in the society, to protect the weak from the strong. Evil because it is potential tyrant of individual freedom and liberty. Classical liberalism hence emphasizes on minimal state. Minimal state. That means it should restrict itself to these following three functions. First, it emphasizes on vibrant civil society as it is capable of achieving balance and equilibrium. It emphasizes on vibrant civil society as it is capable of achieving balance and equilibrium. That means to regulate social life. It should the state should be restricted to controlling the social life, protecting the people from external aggression, and third, educating the disputes among the people. Educating the disputes among the people. Classical liberalism emphasizes on vibrant civil society, a strong civil society. Unless and until we have vibrant civil society, we cannot realize actual democracy in true sense. Emphasizes on vibrant civil society. Civil society comprises, as you know, non-governmental organizations, the press and media, charitable institutions, citizen groups, etc. This is in modern sense of term. Uh, Classically, civil society used to be referred anything which is not government, including the private sector. But after Alex de Tocqueville's contribution to civil society, at present, civil society is perceived as association, voluntary associations which work for the common benefit of the society, the larger interest of the society or the nation, such as non-governmental organizations, charitable institutions, citizen groups, the press and media, etc. Following are the important doctrines of classical liberalism. Liberal democracy. One of the important tenets of classical liberalism is liberal democracy. The central tenets of liberal democracy are electoral democracy and economic liberalization. There should be regular elections and economic liberalization. The private sector should be unregulated by the government. Its liberal features are reflected in internal and external checks on government that are designed to ensure civil liberties and vibrant vibrant civil society. Its liberal features are reflected in internal and external checks on government. Internal and external checks on government that are designed to ensure civil liberties and vibrant civil society. Liberals believe democracy is the only system of rule capable of maintaining of balance or equilibrium within the complex and fluid modern society. In modern societies, that means the technical informed societies, only democracy can ensure equilibrium. Equilibrium in democracy gives competitive groups a political voice, provides political voice to the competitive groups. Natural rights. This is another important component of classical liberalism. They refer to the rights to an entitlement. Right refers to an entitlement to act or to be treated in a particular way. Right refers to an entitlement to act or to be treated in a particular way. Rights are natural as they have been ingrained by the nature or by the God. What do you mean to say natural rights? These rights have been bestowed by the nature itself or the God himself or goddess herself on human beings. Yes, they are inalienable. They cannot be separated from individual. By virtue of being a human, an individual get these natural rights. By virtue of being a human, he will get these natural rights. The state enjoys its legitimacy as long as it protects the natural rights of its citizens. The state enjoys its legitimacy as long as it protects the natural rights of its citizens. As long as it protects the natural rights of citizens. Government should restrict itself to maintenance of law and order and protection of property, to protect people from external aggression, and to enforce contract. Another important tenet of liberalism, classical liberalism, is utilitarianism. What does it mean? What does it refer? Individuals are motivated by self-interest. This self-interest can be defined in terms of desire for happiness or pleasure or to avoid pain. The rightness of an action or policy or institution can be judged by its tendency to promote happiness. Happiness and pain can be calculated in terms of intensity and duration. Utilitarianism means, as we have already discussed, liberalism believes that individuals are self interested. They are motivated by their self interest, their self gain. And you may ask, what is this self interest or self gain? This self interest or self gain can be defined in terms of desire for happiness. I want to be happy. That is his selfish interest. Or to avoid pain. Tomorrow, I may suffer from any disease which requires huge medical expenses. I want to avoid them. In order to avoid that pain, I want to have money, wealth. I can enjoy myself only when I have money or wealth. So this self-interest can be defined as desire for happiness or to avoid the pain. Whether a particular program or policy of the government is correct or not, whether a governmental institution is correct or not, whether the law made by the legislature is correct or not, can be defined, can be defined in terms of how far it is capable of giving happiness to people, how far it is capable of preventing pain on the part of individual. This is how rightness of an action or policy or institution can be judged. Its tendency to promote happiness. Utilitarianism believes that happiness and pain can be calculated in terms of intensity and duration. Happiness and pain can be calculated in terms of intensity and duration. Hence, human beings are utility maximizers. Human beings are utility maximizers. The principle of utility can be applied to the society at large. The principle of utility can be applied to the society at large as the greatest happiness for the greatest numbers. The principle of utility can be applied to the society at large as the greatest happiness for the greatest numbers. The greatest happiness for greatest numbers. It allows each individual to make his or her own moral choice. What is good, what is bad, what is moral, what is virtue, what is vice can be decided by the individual himself or herself. Nobody can dictate morals, ethics, values on individuals, whether it may be religion or philosophy or elder people or social reformers, whatever it may be. What is good, what is bad, what is virtue, what is vice, what is ethical, what is moral can be and will be and should be decided by that particular individual himself or herself. Nobody can dictate that. Because only the individual knows what brings happiness to that particular individual and what brings pain to that particular individual. Thank you, friends. With this, we will end our session today. Please subscribe to Unacademy YouTube channel. Like the videos, share the videos, use my promo code and get 10% discount. Subscribe to Unacademy YouTube channel. If you have any doubts or queries, you can contact me on my Telegram channel, that is Unacademy _Kiran Anishetti. Friends, thanks.